Hello friends of the French Foreign Legion, I am greeting you. So after the boot camp in Castelnaudary, the French Foreign Legion decided to send me to 3rd REI, to the Master Regiment of Jungle Warfare. The first step was heading back to Albania, because Albania is the mother house of the French Foreign Legion. There, they put us together in, let's say, kind of chambre des passagers. You know, we have been between 20 or 25 applicants with the destination French Guyana. We spent 1 week in Albania, Quartier Vienno, doing medical checkups, having a big vaccination for all illness like malaria, dengue fever, yellow fever, and whatever. And then, at the end of the first week, we found ourselves in Charles de Gaulle Airport, Paris. Took the aircraft direction French Guyana. And as soon as I touched, for the first time in my life, the soil of the French Guyana, I started to open kind of diary, you know, for myself, you know, kind of diary, you know, it's old, but everything is in there. And the first inscription I made is an awful inscription. Incidents at Vieux-Bourg, 1 legionnaire killed, other legionnaires heavily wounded. And I thought it over and over in my head, should I talk to you about this incident? And then I made the decision, yes, I should do it. Because I want to be honest with myself, honest with you guys, and of course honest with the French Foreign Legion. Because it's done, it's over, it's history, and it happened. These incidents happened more than 30 years ago. Okay? So, what's the history? We have Sunday. Imagine, we have Sunday. I was sitting in the foyer du Légionnaire. And I was sitting on a big table. And at the table have been German buddies, Hollandish guys, legionnaires coming from Belgium. And the whole foyer was full with legionnaires. At this time, we have a lot of British legionnaires, Irish, Scottish, English, and a lot of Germans, yeah? And they drank a lot this day. And I heard some words, they were talking, I was a young legionnaire, imagine, I felt like sheep between wolves. I was a very young legionnaire. And I heard they talking about a caporal chef who was missing since 2 days and nobody knew where he was. And this caporal chef was a German caporal chef, always had troubles with the Creoles, with the local guys. And they had in mind, the legionnaires, the old legionnaires had in mind that he has been killed by the locals. You know? So it was a big thing. And in front of me, there was sitting a German caporal called Vogel, and he ordered me to stand up, go to the bar, and get him a transistor. Transistor is a 6-pack of beer, you know. But I decided not to follow his order. I left the foyer to join my girlfriend in Kourou town. Yeah? My girlfriend, Martine, she had a kind of fitness center there, and we spent a nice evening, you know. And suddenly, at 10 a.m., it was dark outside, we heard a lot of noises coming from outside. We have shots, we have fire, we have kind of screams, you know. And Martine went outside, and then she came back 30 seconds later, and he told me, hey Thomas, you should stay here this evening, because outside there's a big mess, there's war. There are Creoles hunting legionnaires. And in the same time, I heard a hornet blowing in the background. So the military police was driving with the Willis Jeep in town with a hornet, a clairon on board, and he was playing the rassemblement, urging all legionnaires to join immediately Quartier Forget. That's what I did, but it was really dangerous outside, because indeed I could see a lot of Creoles, a lot of locals, together in groups. They have machetes in their hand, shotguns ready to shoot in their hands, and they were really hunting Capis Blancs, you know, legionnaires. Okay, when I reached the Quartier Forget, there were standing all officers at the gate. They were wearing battle dress uniforms. I saw Major Falco ready to leave with the quick reaction platoon their camp to whatever. I don't know what he wanted to do, but the legionnaires were on the back of the Marmots, small trucks, 30 men from the quick reaction force. They had weapons in their hand. They have real war ammunition. And Falke wanted to leave the camp to go to the Wehrburg, because the Wehrburg, that's the place where happen all these incidents. You know, they have a big incidents. But the commander-in-chief of the regiment stopped him at the gate. And he ordered him, you stay here. You will not go outside. That was a good decision. So I come back to the company. They counted all the legionnaires, they're making some lists, and then they sent us straight away to join our rooms. And then they talked with the old legionnaires, and they told me what happened this day, this night. And the fact it was that the legionnaires came together in the foyer, 45 of them, British and Germans, and they decided in their head that the caporal chef missing was dead. He was killed by the Creoles. So they drank 1 beer, 2 beer, more beer, a lot of alcohols, and then they went back to their rooms. They took brass knuckles, baseball bats, self-fabricated Molotov cocktails, and even grenades, hand grenades, and by small teams, 3 or 4 legionnaires, they put all the stuff in the bags, and by small teams, they left the quartier with taxi, going directly to the Wehrburg, the old city of Kourou, had a meeting point in a bar. So all 45 legionnaires came together, and at one commando, they opened the bag, took out their brass knuckles, the baseball bats, the Molotov cocktails, and they started to have a big fight with the Creoles. They demolished all bars, they smashed all restaurants, all vehicles in the streets have been smashed, the window has been smashed. And there was a lot of fight, combat, corps-à-corps, close combat. Yeah. And the end of the game was that after the incidents, we had one legionnaire killed by the Creoles. He was a German guy, a young legionnaire. He had the whole life before him, in front of him, but he was killed in an awful bullshit incident, It was a shameless incident. We had a lot of legionnaires wounded this night. There was one local Creole dead. Lot of wounded Creoles also. So it was a big fight between legionnaires and Creoles. And for me, it was not the kind of adventure I wanted to live, 2 days later, we could see a 5-star general, French 5-star general, join our regiment. He made some investigation. Then the next 2 days later, we could see 35 legionnaires leaving French Guyana by aircraft. We never ever saw them again. So we didn't know what happened. So this was an awful night. It was an awful, disastrous adventure for myself and for everybody, for the regiment, for the locals. Adventures like this shouldn't happen, It's not worth the case to fight each other. And I think I leave it there. I have been honest with myself, with yourself, and also with the French Foreign Legion. History. It's over, it's done. But the positive thing is that the next 2 years I spent in this regiment was the best years of my life. I made every day adventures after adventures after adventures. Good regiment, good stuff. And so I will leave it there. Amitié, Legionnaire, thanks giving your time to me, to listen to me, to my histories. Even if a history like this is not not a very positive thing, in my eyes. But that's it. That's history also of the French Foreign Legion. Allons, Giron, baisse ton pantalon. The next history will start in about 3 days. I hope you're with me. Amitié, Legionnaire, yours, Thomas Gast. Bye-bye.